Play it on Xbox One.
Hello, welcome live here from Leamington Spa. This is the Playground Games studio, and with us today we're going to bring you everything from Series 13. I'd like to say thank you to those that did visit us out in Gamescom this weekend. I know we did have the LEGO DLC out there, so I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And with me today is none other but two Matts. How are you guys? Yeah. Hi guys. So, is there anything you've been playing lately or looking forward to? Because I found out this is the season of gaming at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome games coming out. Been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 with the new Shadowbringers expansion. Really excited for Dragon Quest 11 coming out on Switch soon.
That looks good.
I'm in the middle of moving house, so not actually had much chance for gaming, but at Gamescom I was really excited by the Kerbal Space Program 2 trailer.
Yeah.
I thought that looked really cool. How about you? What did you see there?
Let me see what I'm looking forward to. There's quite a few next year. I think at the moment I'm waiting for Link's Awakening. I'm a big Zelda fan, so I'm very excited for that coming out. So I'm waiting for that and a bit of Borderlands 3. But let's get on with the stream. So we're going to start off with, as usual, our festival playlist, and we'll show you guys a little bit more.
Okay, so the theme for Series 13 is Porsche all of the time. So we've got 13 Porsches, with it being Series 13, with some new and exclusive ones for you to grab. And you can see here the Porsche 356. We're going to do a deep dive into some of the new cars later on.
Just before we go into that, forgot one thing. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you say "Hey Tom" in the chat because you will have all your question and answers in there. So don't forget, "Hey Tom," we'll pick them out, and if we can, we'll try and answer as much as possible within the stream today. Okay,
so I've jumped over to festival playlist, and we'll start with summer, where we've got the brand new to the game Porsche 906 from 1966 Carrera 6. That's up for grabs at 50% completion of the series as a whole. And you can see that there's Porsches all over. We've got the 911 GT1 there as well for 80%. And there's even Porsche-themed championships and other events that you can do, and you make use of your new Porsche cars in Series 13. And then in summer, we've got the twin mill for 50% and the Carrera there for 80%. Our Forza-thon this week features the Noble M600, which usually is quite a hard car to get hold of because it's one of the influence threads in the game. So we're going to include it in the Forza-thon shop as well during summer, just to make sure players can get hold of that car and complete the Forza-thon.
Nice.
And then we've got another new exclusive car right here, the Porsche 917 LH.
Definitely all the Porsches this month.
Yeah, there's a lot of Porsches up for grabs. So you'll be able to get that from the trial. It's a really cool car. We do like to have a new car in the trial on its, on its first outing. Don't worry if you find the trial quite hard. These cars will come around again. Then we've got the Ford Raptor, the SVT, I think that one is, which is usually a wheel spin exclusive.
Yeah,
I think.
that's a wheel spin exclusive Ford Raptor, I think. It's new.
Yeah,
Nice one.
and we've got another developer championship coming along
Nice.
with some routes made by developers here at the studio, and for that you'll be able to get the 2004 RX Subaru. I think it's called the Blob Eye.
Blob Eye?
Subaru fans, because of the headlight shape.
Yeah, another wheel spin exclusive car. It's like a really cool Subaru. I know a lot of people want that one.
Yep, and then another new exclusive car, the Ital Design Zero Uno, and hopefully people got the hint from our
As
Torben
this
Tuesday.
was definitely in our Torben Tuesday. Quite a few points. I know a few people are trying to somewhat think 0 + 1 meant many things, but no, that it was just that car.
Yeah, exactly. So you can look forward to grabbing hold of that, and we'll go through each of these cars in a bit more detail in a moment. And then we'll move on to autumn, where for 80% completion of the season, you'll be able to pick up the original Porsche 718, really
Nice.
Historic Porsche car. Obviously, you can normally buy that, I think, in the auto show, but it's worth quite a lot of credits. So if you don't fancy dropping, I think it's like 800,000 credits on that car, then now's your chance to win that for free just by completing 80% of festival playlist. We've got a Forza-thon featuring the 1973 Porsche 911 Carrera Rs, which, as the description right there says, a lot of people consider that to be the definitive 911. It was really successful in the hands of privateer rally teams and road rallies as well. The word Carrera features a lot in the names of Porsches because it comes after the Carrera Panamericana, which was a famous race in Mexico, where Porsche had a lot of success.
Oh wow, I had no idea. Like there are so many Porsche Carreras.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
That's
There's
why.
another one.
And a Panamera as well gets its name
Yeah,
from.
that is probably the most iconic Porsche to me. Like you think of old Porsche, you just picture that car instantly.
Yeah, exactly. This is an interesting trial because we're using the Caterhams, but you won't be allowed to upgrade it. So you better bring your A game for competing in that one.
Oh right.
Yeah.
We've got the Forest Sprite making a return. It's one of the 2 showcase remixes in Series 13. And going on to the seasonal championships, you'll be able to get the Civic. I think that's a reward car that's only been out a few times. So
yeah, I think it's one of the ones that came out like very early. I want to say like Series 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool car. I've seen it in real life a couple of times. It just looks like a spaceship.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
yeah,
Cool.
it's a good
Great
car.
front wheel, probably the best front wheel drive car ever. Yeah, just saying.
And then we've got the RR Spotlight. So this is for rear engine, rear wheel drive cars. It kind of follows on from the theme we had, I think it was back in Series 11, where we were focusing on the different drivetrains. And a lot of Porsches match this configuration, so you'll be able to put them into good use in this championship. And from it, you'll be able to win the absolutely legendary Porsche 356 SL. So we'll talk about that car a bit more in a moment. And then we've got another seasonal championship here called Neuen Alpha, which is German for 911. So that championship features all of the 911 family of cars, and you'll be able to win the 911 GT3 RS, which I believe it should say new and exclusive on that rather than hard to find. Oh yeah, the monthly Rivals event, that features the 906, so you'll be able to give that a hot lap around the Holyrood Park circuit. But unfortunately, this is as far as I can show you with Festival Playlist, because excitingly, we have something that's so new and exclusive, we can't talk about it today, even though the patch drops tomorrow.
Yep.
So yeah, you're going to have to wait and see for what that is.
So guys, don't forget, as we just mentioned, the update will be rolling out to players tomorrow. So hopefully check out your Xbox, and obviously you'll see the update come on. Make sure you get it downloaded to see what's coming out. And also something that I did forget just before, we haven't actually took a look at what's coming out in today's stream. So as you're saying, we've just mentioned the festival playlist, so we're now going to move on to more about those cars that we're yet to let you guys know about. We're then going to move on to some community routes, which I do know as some of your guys' favourites bits of the streams. I know it was requested today. We're also going to move on to the route blueprint checkpoint editor demo. If some of you guessed that, you might have seen it mentioned a little bit on our Torben Tuesday. We had some last time, and we had some ready for today's stream, and then we'll move on to our future content. So why don't we start, guys? Should we show them a little bit more of our old Porsche month?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go into the Forza Vista and take a look at this 356 SL. This car is so beautiful. And it's really special as well because this car is Porsche's first ever racing car. And they entered it into Le Mans the same year that the car was made. And it won, first time out.
One hit wonder.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
yeah.
It was the beginning of a trend, more
Yeah,
like.
yeah, I guess,
So yeah, Porsche, they just started making the 356 with a steel body, like mass producing it, and they got invited to take part in Le Mans. So they had some prototype body shells made of aluminium. And they decided, yep, they're good contenders to make into racing cars. Aluminium is nice and lightweight. So they took two of them and made the number 46 car that we have here and the number 47 as well. And number 47 sadly crashed on the Friday night practice. So this was the only car that made it into the actual race itself. And yeah, it went on to win its class. I think it finished like 20th overall, but it beat some of the 1500cc cars. This has got an 1100cc engine in it. And yeah, it was like the beginning of Porsche as a racing pedigree brand. So it's got a lot of interesting features with it being such an early prototype car. As you'll notice, like the most distinctive feature is the fact that the wheels are all covered over for aerodynamics. But you can see here, like it's got the protective mesh over the headlights to protect them from getting smashed by stones. It's got a horn poking out through that hole in the front there. There was also an air intake in there. Straps holding down the boot lid. And then there's a fuel filler cap on top of the bonnet because the fuel tank is right there in the front. So you would open that and refuel the car mid-race without having to open the bonnet. And then on the back here, you see this strange thing sticking out behind the rear window. That's actually a light. And so is the thing sticking out of the middle of the number there. And both of those was so that you could see what number it was, because Le Mans is a 24-hour race and these cars would go past at night and you'd need to know which car you were looking at. And
yeah, exactly.
I think some of the lights on the front as well were used to identify which of the two cars were which. There would be different colours. But yeah, after winning Le Mans and being successful in a few other races, I think Porsche sold it off to a private collector over in the States who carried on racing it in California, and eventually, to make the car even lighter, he cut the roof off it. and it was painted. It was painted
the weather
bright
was great.
red. It was painted bright red, and a lot of people knew it as this little red roadster that would race around. And then eventually, it's found its way. I think Jay Leno had it on his YouTube series, and he talks about how the car has been restored, as you see it here, to its original condition. And yeah, they've done a wonderful job.
It's got quite some history, that car.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so detailed. There's so many little things about it. You look around it. We just talked about some of them, and you can already tell how many there are. The engine's like really unique and interesting to look at. It's the little
classic
1100cc.
Classic rear engine Porsche design. And actually, let's get it.
I was about to say, can we look at the dash? Nice, there we go.
So yeah, not much in the way of interior comforts, but
that's it. I guess to make it the lighter, the better. The more you can, take out of the car,
that
the easier it is for racing.
That's under the in the passenger footwell there. That's the washer fluid, and there's a little secondary fuel pump there. The washer fluid you had to pump by hand.
Oh wow!
Yeah. There's no fancy gadgetry in these days. But yeah. What a lovely little car. Let's take it out for a spin.
I was about to say, someone's saying start it up and rev it. We'll definitely get onto that. Give us a second.
Yeah, these cars were known for being like really lightweight and agile. Yeah, I imagine it was pretty fun to drive this around the track back in the day. And just look at it as well, it's beautiful. A lot of people consider this to be like the very beginning of Porsche, like with the 356 being.
They started it all off, so the trend of it all.
I mean, I think they did make a few prototypes before this. Chris Harris had one on his YouTube series.
Nice.
Which was even before this, but yeah, the 356 was like the first production, mass-produced Porsche. So,
nice.
Lovely little car.
Great little car.
I was about to say, quite comfy to
I'll not
zip
drive
around.
too far away from the beautiful Van Castle because we'll go back there and Forza Vista.
I say, we're going to check out some of the other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
See what else we've got to reveal for everyone this week.
What do people want us to look at?
Ooh.
Should
we see what? Yeah, see. So, guys in chat, I know a few of you did actually guess some of our Torben Tuesday Porsches. There was a few lists going around. And whilst we didn't really answer, a lot of them was correct. Is there anything specific that you think we might have that you want to take a look at that we could possibly get in? We could show them what we've got available to try out.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at something of this, maybe the 917.
See what there is. Oh, 917, that's not bad.
Yeah.
See what this
Have we got a consensus, Tom?
Someone's saying show all the cars. Well, I mean...
We'll go through all the...
I was about to say, let's see.
The new Porsches.
There we go. Oh, we could get that.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's wanting
that one.
Of course it is.
So
a little bit into this one is as well. A lot of people were asking about obviously some of the designer names we had on the board and also the pasta. Well, weirdly enough, obviously all related back to Italy, and that's what led to this car alongside the 0+1. Very quick maths.
Yeah, the cryptic clues.
The cryptic clues. I must admit, a lot of people did guess that. Although some people were still sceptical about the pasta because I think we did that as a red herring a few months ago. But yeah, this did have some relevance this time. So yes, this looks stunning.
Ital Design. They're a design house. They do product and automotive designs. They're a subsidiary of Lamborghini. So underneath, this shares a lot of DNA with the Lamborghini Huracan and also the Audi R8 with its V10 engine. And you can totally tell, can't you? This is like the most Lamborghini, not Lamborghini, I think I've ever seen.
I was going to say, it's like the most Italian car I've ever seen. It's so detailed and so streamlined.
Yeah, I think this appeared at Geneva in like 2017, 2018. And it's been at Goodwood and shown off a few places like that. I think there's only 5 of them, and they're worth like £1.5 million each.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just a little bit then.
Yeah. And you can sort of see why. Like the body is all made of carbon fibre. I think the car is actually wrapped with that red style that's going on there. I mean, look at the
I'd say all the intricate designs there. And
titanium tipped exhausts. Yeah, this is all designed here for maximum airflow to extract all of the hot air away from the wheels, the rotors, the tyres, and yeah, I think like I'm not sure if I can get a good view through Auto Vista, but the air goes in through the nose there, and then it goes out into a Y shape out here and over the top of the car, so it produces some pretty amazing downforce. And it's all-wheel drive, so it will just handle whatever you throw at it, basically. I can't remember off the top of my head how much horsepower it is. I think it's over 600. So yeah, it's pretty rapid.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah, I think it's high S1 light stock. Yeah, very fast, very much like the Huracan, all-wheel drive. It handles really well.
But I'm very interested to see what
crazy.
tunes people create and how
Yeah.
what they reveal with this car.
Yeah, you can make this car really fast if you wanted to.
We're going to drive it around. Look at that. Ooh, that dash.
Yeah, dash is pretty futuristic. I feel like you're just going to go straight into space. Like, that's your runway.
Alright, let's take it out for a quick spin.
I was about to say, some people in chat are saying it looks pretty awesome. Everyone seems very, very happy with that one, guys. Like I say, we are still listening to the cars that you do want in our game, so make sure you let us know on the forum. There is a wish list thread. Despite everyone's belief, we do actually look at that, so please make sure to post all your feedback for what cars you're after in there, just so we can, sort of correlate all the data, see what you guys want, and see what we possibly in the future might be able to get into the game.
This car does have a connection to Porsche. Ital Design. They've been around for quite a long time, since the mid-60s. And in the 70s, Ferdinand Piech, who was, I'm sorry to say, he passed away a couple of days ago. He'd been the chairman of the Volkswagen Audi group, but he did an internship at Ital Design in the 1970s.
So got him started him off in his car career.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, incredible looking car. So detailed, so many little tiny lines and intakes, and yeah, super awesome.
All right, let's change to the next car. Whoops,
I was about to say, what other cars have we got left to?
Well, I've got the
Got a couple more,
917.
Nice. I think a few people did ask for that in the chat.
Yes, there's like a new version of the 917 that we've not had.
Well,
before.
we haven't had this particular version because there are a lot of flavours of the 917, and the reason is because in hang on, sorry, I need to filter so I can find it. Here it is. Yep. In 1969, when the 917 was first developed, aerodynamics as they applied to racing cars was still quite poorly understood. In 1969, the first version of the car was quite unstable at speed, they found, when they were racing it. And so they made lots of different shapes. There was the short tail, this is the long tail, and there was various versions in between as well. So yeah, as you can see, with this amazing psychedelic paint scheme on it.
Yeah. I was about to say, definitely not my usual livery design.
This was designed specifically for the 1970 Le Mans. So it's another endurance racer, but it had success in other Group 4 and Group 6, I think it was, races. And the key design characteristic is this long sweeping tail over the back here. So the normal, I say normal, but the other versions of the 917 that we have in the game, the bodywork actually stops just behind the rear wheel there, whereas this has this nice long tail so that the air flows over the car very smoothly. Because at Le Mans there's a long straightaway called the Mulsanne, and back in 1970 it didn't have any chicanes in it. You could just go flat out all the way down this long straightaway, and this car could reach something like 25 miles an hour faster than its competitors. So they still had stability and braking problems with the car, but it was just that much faster on the straight that it performed
an advantage,
really well
against
overall. So yeah, and it sort of set the groundwork for a new generation of successful Porsches. So yeah, another really cool car.
That's pretty awesome. Should we give that a drive? Oh, check inside.
Those doors are crazy. I was
I was
about to say,
I
how
did
do you
not
get
expect
in?
I'm not.
with difficulty.
You have to step over the bodywork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not built for comfort, these cars.
No.
Oh, definitely not.
Start it up. I love these classic races. They're just super good.
Yeah, they're so specialised, built for just the task that they can do, and that's it. And,
Yeah.
But extremely good at it.
I think, like I was saying, that period of time where a lot of technology was evolving very quickly, but they didn't really understand it in a lot of ways, like the aerodynamics, just made a lot of like really interesting experimental designs appear in that era. I mean, yeah, just these amazing like flowing curves over the bodywork of this car and how low to the ground it is. And you also notice like the seating position is so far forward, your feet are actually in front of the front axle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, race cars back then, they're just so varied in shape. Is one of the things I really like about them. There's, you can find so many interesting ones. Whereas modern race cars, it's kind of like the aerodynamics have been figured out now.
Yeah.
Like people know the optimal shape, and so they look a lot more similar. But back then, anything that looked curvy, people
That's
would
it. They
try.
just want to be the first person to beat their competitors in a way that they reach their first. They figure out the dynamics and the physics and the shapes.
Yeah, there was no technology for like dynamic aero parts on cars like this. All right. So
There we go.
what was next?
Is that all our
pressing the
cars?
wrong
Have we
button.
got any more?
No, we got a couple more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's the 906.
I was about to say, keep going. I mean, it is all the
there's-
month, but I
there's
didn't.
all these Porsches.
Just too many Porsches.
Just keep going. Just fire them all
Not
out.
too many Porsches. No such thing.
Okay.
See what else we've got for the guys to show them. Let's see.
Yeah, so there's the 906. That's and the 718 Cayman. So yeah, we've got two more to go.
So this is 50% on the series as a whole, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And this car, Ferdinand Piëch designed this when he was just 28 years old.
Oh, nice.
So it was like his first project when he came to work for Porsche. He is the grandson of Ferdinand Porsche. So yeah, he basically had the task of improving the already very successful 904, I think it was. And that car had won loads of races, so he had big shoes to fill. So the way he set about making this was just make it lighter. The 904 had like a steel body, whereas this is fiberglass. It's got like a space frame chassis underneath. And yeah, he succeeded because this car is like only 1,200 pounds. It was like 250 pound lighter than its predecessor. So yeah, it's very, very lightweight. I think it's got the classic Porsche flat six engine in there.
Wow.
Look at that.
yeah, it looks crazy. It's so light as
Heck
well.
of an engine.
I guess
Yeah.
people can probably do some pretty crazy things with this, with tuning it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's basically nothing in there other than the engine. It's
Yeah, it's an engine on wheels, the best kind of car.
yeah. How cool is that?
I was about to say, that's really nice.
So yeah, you can look forward to hot lapping this around Hollywood Park circuit in the monthly Rivals event as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really good one.
I was about to say, we'll have to see what sort of times that everyone comes up with and see if we can, get any competitions going. Maybe see who can get the top speed in this. Well, speed time.
Yeah, I always try and get top 10% in all the monthly Rivals. It's really fun to try and see what other people in the office have done and try and beat them and be the.
Oh, I get competitive. I only did it once. I was like, I can't do that again because I spent forever trying to beat someone. I think it was probably you. I finally got down to it, and I think I was just kept going and just couldn't do it. And I was like, give up on this. Fine, you win.
You always put in good times on the leaderboards.
Yeah. But they said this one new guy, the new producer, who's way too good. He just destroys us all.
Oh, that's it.
It's
Gotta
just
get good.
Yeah, no, not actually good. But yeah, really, really cool car.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I look forward to getting hold of this myself. And last but not least, we've got the 718, the Porsche. I think we've got the Cayman version. It's got the roof on it. I didn't actually know until quite recently that the Cayman and the Boxster are the same car, just with or without a roof. I don't know why I'd never joined those dots.
There you go.
Really missed the turn.
Ah, there you go. I was about to say, nice location too. Castle. There we go. don't forget, guys, I do know some people have been asking in chat as well. The update will be live tomorrow. We'll be rolling out to players, so just bear in mind, keep an eye on your Xbox, check out your updates, and it should be coming out soon. Because I know a few people asking, so I thought I'd just re-mention that.
So last but not least, we've got a more modern.
Yeah, we've been kind of going through the years here. Although we did do the 1970s one.
Yeah.
Before 1960s.
Almost.
Yeah, almost in order.
I was about to say they were the years that we put up on the Torben Tuesday whiteboard,
Yes,
I think.
they were,
Yeah, so all the years they did relate to each Porsche car, which, like I say, a few of you guys did get it, so. I think that was like medium level. We tend to put a bit like some easy ones, some hard ones. I know a few people have been asking about the dots. Yeah, you'll find out about that.
Yeah.
I was trying to think what else. Have we covered most of the board, actually? I think we do,
so.
other than the red herons and the little
the rocket
little
chicken.
bits. The rocket chickens, because he doesn't want fast chickens anyway.
Chickens are pretty fast in our game.
I'm about to say, I have run over one once, though, by accident, but I think that was before
it's hard. Harder than it is in real life.
I mean, I haven't really gone round running over chickens in real life, but, you know, unless you have, I mean... If that's what you do at the weekend, then fair enough.
A lot of my friends, they had too many chickens.
Let's move on. So yeah, the Porsche 718, the number 718, that has been revived from the classic car back in the 60s, because this car has a flat 4, and the Carrera and the Boxster, they've typically had a flat 6, but the 718 of old, Porsche kind of wanted to evoke memories of how successful that car was. Even though it had a smaller engine, it defeated and outperformed cars with bigger engines. So, you know, it kind of follows a trend that we see in modern car design, is that they try and do more with a smaller engine. So it's got the flat 4 with a turbocharger. I think it even has something called variable turbine geometry, where the turbo actually changes depending on RPM to make sure you get maximum gas flowing through it no matter what the RPM. So yeah, this is like packed with very high performance modern technology, and yeah, let's jump in it.
Give this a little bit of a spin. Ooh, I like the interior.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a good looking modern Porsche. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Glad that we're adding all the different variety of cars into the game, like new and old, and they're also different.
There we go.
Cool. So we can drive this over to whatever we're going to do next. I think we're going to
so next is the community routes.
Aha. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're going to check out those community routes which you guys have been sending in. For those that don't know as well, definitely check out our Discord. Whilst you can send them on our Twitter, forums, all the other locations, Reddit, you name it, we do check it. So, but the best place is probably actually the route creator. We have a specific channel in our Discord, which should hopefully be posted in chat. I think it's aka.ms/Forza Discord. And join a lot of people there. We've got quite a few of the community members. It's really nice how they all get together, and a bunch of them, they always help each other too, which is what we want to show you guys, is that, you know, we want that to happen. We want you to try each other's routes out, try and help each other, you know, be like, hey, what about this, what about that? And we'll get a bit more onto that later on with, as you say, we've got the checkpoint editor coming up, so we'll give you a bit more information on that. But if you do have new routes, please feel free to put them in there. We do have a bunch of devs in there which actually specifically look in that channel, especially when they try and find community routes like the one we're about to show you. I don't know if he's in chat. I do want to shout out. There's two people I do check routes out, all three even. There's John Andrews. I don't know if he's in chat. Sometimes he is. He does amazing. There's Mario Circuit. Sorry, literally replicated from Mario Kart. Definitely give them a check. Vaporizer as well, and Sushi, which is one of our mods. They both put a few routes in there. Although Sushi has some very particular I say interesting. The ones where you kind of look at them and go, why? But they're great. I think there's one called very old. One of the original routes was called "It's Appealing" or something, and it was peels across like the mountaintops. And honestly, one false move and you were straight off. But yeah, guys, like you say, we do check them out, and we are hoping to feature a few more, maybe upcoming in the future. We're just going to see what we have available. So make sure you send them us. We love checking them out. Try and get a bit creative. Try not. I don't know the best way to explain, but maybe try something unique, something that's totally different to what either the devs have done or someone else has done. For example, like I say, John Andrews, he copied Mario Circuits, which I've never even thought about, people doing. I think there's one.
I'm intrigued. How does he do that?
I don't know, but he managed to have, he has comparisons too, which were pretty awesome. So he'd have, the original from the Game Boy Advance, like routes. I think there's a Bowser's Castle one, and then we'd have
God, that sounds
the
really cool.
same sort of shape, but in our game, which is pretty cool. I've seen some people as well make routes that have made patterns or made sort of faces out of our map, which I thought was unique. And that's the sort of creativity that we look for, because it's not just here's a round circle route. It's let's get creative. Let's make a pretty pattern, or let's recreate something, but in our map, which isn't always easy because we might not have that sort of pathways or roads or things like that. But definitely, guys, we'll talk about a bit more in a little bit with our future updates with the Checkpoint Editor. But definitely keep sending them in.
So Matt's at the wheel of this Chevrolet
Good luck,
Corvette.
Yeah.
And how cool is that livery, by the way? We were talking about this during rehearsal. Like that's just a standard livery you can put on the car. Like,
Yeah, when you buy the car, just scroll all the way to the right on a manufacturer liveries, and it's just there.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So just modern muscle.
So the theme for the championship is like street racing. So all of the routes are like around Edinburgh, I think, in modern muscle cars. Which I really like the modern muscle car class. I think we should use it more often personally, but that's just my personal view. I just love how cool this car is.
Yeah, I do love some Chevrolets. Again, we were talking about this before we started the stream.
Yeah, Chevrolet makes some good muscle cars. Yeah. So do you know who made this route?
I'm trying to think. No, I wish I knew the username.
Yeah, the name must have come up at the start, I think.
We'll have a look in a second and thank them for the community route, because I think it was someone who sent it into the Discord, because like I say, that is one of the main locations which we search for these, just because it's easier, and also a lot of community members, they give feedback to each other. So we'll find that when someone does a route, they will always go back and make another one, and people are improving, and it's really nice to see people evolve and improve, not only as sort of race creators, but that everyone is getting together to try them out and have fun. And even though our map has many races, this opens up to so much more content, both, and it's nice to see it from the community themselves, and even the devs. I mean, I know a few people like to try some out, or especially if some the popular ones pop up, and it's like, oh, let's check this out, and it's really nice to see. So I'd like to always encourage that. Keep sending them in, or even if you don't have the time, like myself, I personally don't often have the time to make routes, but I'm always there checking out other people's, and feel free to do that. Just try them out, or create some silly routes, whichever.
Yeah, we want to make more improvements to the route creator. I know we're going to talk about some of those in a little while, but we really like the routes that players create, and we want to feature more of them. And for that reason, we want to make it easier to create good routes. So yeah, we're hoping to improve the route creator.
Okay, that's
that one.
Bit of a mistake.
Rewind.
We really like doing these community championships because it's just a great way to highlight your content. Everyone gets to play them and gets a reward from doing them, and you can have your routes be shown in these. Just make them send them to us on the Discord, and we want to see them. We want to play them. We really like playing them. They're just so different from the routes that we get to be able to make.
Should we talk about your improvements to the route creator next?
I was about to say we can we should possibly move on. Actually, why don't we discuss what's coming up in the stream? And because I know a few more people have joined us, so why don't we, for those that are still new and fresh into the stream, let's talk about what's coming up. So left, as we've been mentioning, we do have the route blueprint checkpoint editor. I know this will be a very, very big for a lot of you. Like I say, and I see a lot of you create routes, so will be very useful so make sure you stick around. And we do have some little bits of future content to mention about what we might be having in the long run in the upcoming series and updates. And also, don't forget, put "Hey Tom" in the chat, and we'll try and finish off with some Q&A if we have time. So about to say, do you want to, should we take a look at the
Yeah, so I'll step out and...
Should we take a look? So guys, just a little bit of information. This is actually, we have pre-recorded the video. It's to show, because we want to show you everything that we've got possibly upcoming with the Route Creator Blueprints editor. We are still looking for feedback. Definitely let us know what you do and don't like, what you want us to improve, because this is an ongoing process and we want to make this great just for you guys. So definitely, keep it coming, whether that be our Discord, our Twitters, which is at We Are Playground Games, our Instagram, which is at We Are Playground. There's also the Forza Reddit, and also our official motorsport forums. So definitely keep it there.
So to clarify, we are watching a video that I pre-recorded earlier of our new, still up-and-coming improvements to Route Blueprint that allow you to edit some checkpoints. So this isn't coming live tomorrow. This is still in development, although it should be coming live very soon. We're going to show it off to you. So it's basically the ability to edit checkpoints. We'll kind of show how it works. So as an example, we're starting off here, going around kind of in the southwest of the map, making our own route. And we're going to kind of intentionally make a bit of a mistake where we don't include any checkpoints for quite a while. So kind of basically, like the mistake you might make where you realize, oh, I didn't put any checkpoints for a while, then players can just do a cut. So now, we can we'll go and test it. So normally at this point, you would basically stuck with what you want, and if you wanted to redo it, if you wanted to edit anything, you'd have to go back and do it all again. Mm-hmm. But you won't be able to do that. But let's just first see how we get on testing our route that is not so well made. In this
Forza Edition Illumicraft, nice.
Yeah, exactly. Top of A straight away. And
so about to say, so this is just if you want to make a quick route and you decide, hey, I'm just going to put a checkpoint here, there. Maybe it's a sort of pathway which you're not so familiar with, so you just put in the odd checkpoint about, and that's it. A lot of the time creators, they are just testing the testing the waters, depends if it's winter, testing the pathways.
Yeah.
As you can see here.
So here you've kind of realised, you can cut the track.
It's like, no the next checkpoint's there, so you could just go straight to there. But then you kind of realise it puts you on a really terrible path, and then you go off the road, and it's all really terrible and no fun. And you can imagine you don't want people that are playing your route to do that, because they're probably just going to have a bad time, just get beaten by all AI. So we're going to have to go in and edit it and put in some more checkpoints. So that's what we're going to do. So like I say, normally at this point, you wouldn't have any of these options, but now we have edit checkpoints. So this allows you to step through each checkpoint and basically adjust the width of them. So as we'll see in just a second, so there's this checkpoint 1 out of 3.
Oh yeah.
Move the flags a little bit left or right. That's great for if the checkpoint goes into it kind of is in a tree or something, or isn't quite wide enough or something like that, where it's it's really hard to get through.
You could do the opposite as well, couldn't you? I know a lot of people, they do checkpoints just wide enough for the cars.
Yeah, exactly. You might think,
you can...
oh yeah, that's a bit too wide. And it kind of misguides the player or something like that. So you can go into and fix all of them. The other thing you're able to do is to edit from here. So we've picked checkpoint 2 out of 3 here. I'm just going, okay, we're going to edit from here. So everything beyond that point is basically kind of been overwriting. But we keep everything before that checkpoint. So this time we're not going to make the silly mistake and add in a good amount of checkpoints and make the route better overall.
Yeah, and it was quite easy to miss, but the way that you actually got into this ability to edit from here, so when you were editing the checkpoints on the X button, there was the edit from here, wasn't there? And by pressing that, you can then drive from that point and redraw the route.
Yeah, exactly. So you're saying, okay, from this point, I'm going to remake it to the end.
But just to clarify, it does, wherever you make the checkpoint, it does essentially wipe everything in front, but,
exactly.
you can redo that from that point.
We discussed about doing it a different way, but it was going to be very difficult to have editing like in a route without deleting everything after it because of the way the driving line works. It's like a continuous thing, and breaking it up would cause all kinds of havoc in the way that the game works. How the AI would have to understand that.
So now we're going to retest it with our new checkpoints in place, and hopefully the route will be a lot better.
Yeah, exactly, and kind of play a lot better. What this is really good for is when you're making a route right now, if any of you have done it, you pretty much the strategy is you drive at like 10 miles an hour, because if you make any mistake, you can never fix it. So you need to get like the perfect driving line, have all the perfect checkpoint placement immediately. That AI struggled a little bit there, but that's fine.
I think it rolled over before as well. It's the same one.
Buggies. But this time round, you can kind of, what's quite good is you can make a route and kind of be like, oh, okay, I want to see if this route is fun, and drive it, and then be like, okay, it was actually fun, but it just needs a bit of tuning up, so you don't have to get everything perfect straight away, which is kind of what we're seeing now. You can just make a better version of the route, and you can keep testing it, editing it, and going back, and just keep repeating that loop until you're happy with what you've got. Once you have saved it, you can't then go back and edit it, so that's kind of a point of no return. But until you've actually saved it, you can keep editing it as many times as you want.
I know a few people asking, just to clarify, this is coming up in up-and-coming series. I mean, we are hoping, for those that are wondering, Torben Tuesday, it did have, I think it was 1110, which I think this is what it's relating to, was binary for 14. We're hoping that it will come for Series 14, but like we say, we just want to say it's up and coming in the future, and we're always looking to improve it. So
that's right. We just want to show you guys that we're working on stuff further in the future as well.
Yeah.
So just to be extra clear, this is Series 14 at the earliest.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing now is completely changing the route, right? So you went back, edited it again, but now you're basically redrawing the Tarnhouse circuit.
Yeah, so we can, with the editing, you can go back and be like, actually, do you know what, that whole route was totally rubbish. So maybe I'll keep the first 2 checkpoints and do something completely different. Like before it was a point-to-point, and now we're going to make a circuit. Because you can just edit it in any way that you want. Just pick a point and just go from there.
Cool.
Should just help you make the routes you want to make, find what's fun about your route, just a little bit easier and a little bit faster.
And like I said before, we want to make more improvements still. So this is not all that we're looking at right now for route blueprint, but I'm not going to confirm anything else just now. But we want to
keep looking into this.
Make more improvements besides this as well.
Yeah, so this it isn't quite done yet. Like some of you that are very eagle-eyed might have noticed there's like the odd frame drop and stuff, because this is filmed in a dev environment that is not finished yet, because it's not coming out tomorrow, but it should come out soon because it's mostly done. But we're trying to be agile with the blueprint improvements. We haven't got like a long list of, okay, the next year we're going to do all these improvements. We're doing them one step at a time, like getting feedback from you guys, reacting to that, being agile, and just taking it step by step. And so now we get to play our new circuit that we've just made. As you said, very much inspired by Tarnhouse Scramble. Around here.
Cool. I think we can probably just leave it.
I was about to say, I think that's everything for our blueprint. So we can move on to the next bit, which is we're just going to talk about some sort of fixes and improvements that we made with the game, a few like little stability improvements. As you can see, the main one is our up-and-coming blueprint editor, but it's not ready just yet. But there's been a few things that we've improved. For example, I know there's 1 or 2 within Lego with the brick challenges that it wasn't recognising the Porsche. We've now managed to change that, so it should hopefully complete them. I think there is, I'm trying to remember, there is also the Lego Speed Champions icon as well. I know there's a bit of issue when you filter, we're now hiding that. There's 1 or 2 things regarding like I think it's the Mazda dashboard. It was doing all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah,
we've sorted that.
I think.
Yeah, we've done that. And there's a few little improvements which we have made. But don't forget, I know a few people always ask the sort of things which we add with the updates. You can check them out on our support site. We do have a release fixes, issues, notes, all sorts of articles as well, that if you're, you need help with something, definitely check the articles first, because it probably most likely answer your issues. If you're wondering what we've updated or changed, you can check out the release notes, which will hopefully go live with the update and everything else. So
I think there's one other thing as well related to Team Adventure leagues.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah,
and
no, it's
I was
okay.
saying that,
Yeah,
and I'll lead on to
worry.
that, finish off with that.
That's why I'm here.
I was about to say, that is exactly why you're here, because we had some fancy graphs
Yeah,
written
so
off on
this
the board.
was something that I mentioned in the last live stream, but we've made some adjustments to the system that assigns you into leagues, into ranked Team Adventure. So we've done a bunch of data analysis into like what leagues people end up in all the different types and stuff. And there was quite a few anomalies with it. Like, for example, if you were League 16 in team racing, that was quite good actually, even though 16 sounds like quite a high number. Whereas in solo racing, League 16 was quite like average to below average almost. So there's like a big discrepancy between the different types, and also you kind of all clustered around the same number. Like very few people were 10 and above, which was especially a bit of a problem when we had because StarCard challenges you to get League 10, which was extremely difficult. And those of you who have already done it, like massive props. It's very, very difficult. You have to play really, really well. But yeah, so we're adding some changes. So it should make that League 10 is around average skill level now. So that should be attainable by most of you guys if you work hard on it, I'd hope. And it should kind of differentiate everyone a bit better. So you're able to see on the leaderboard like who really is the best. No one's going to be stuck at 0 points anymore. That'll all be fixed. So it'll just kind of be just a lot better balanced, and should really help you get those the star card and the league rewards as well. Should be easier to get.
Nice. I know a few people were waiting on that, so that would be great. Mm-hmm. So for our final bit of the stream, I know a few of you guys have been shouting, "Hey Tom!" Before I quickly mention that, I know a few people have had a few bugs or issues they mentioned in chat. Unfortunately, we can't really look at them during streams. As you can see, we are live on a sofa. But don't forget, submit a ticket from the support site. That will be the best place for everything. Mainly so, I know a lot of people come to me and say, why should we do it over and over again? Truth is, it's so we're able to track it and ensure that every single issue is heard. So please, as much as I keep saying it, please submit a ticket on the site so that we can look into these and hopefully get a lot of them fixed if we can, or at least give you an answer, or possibly ask for more. Don't forget, attach all the photos, videos. Sometimes we might have to ask some information regarding your account, and that is also why we ask you to submit things to the support site, as it makes both your lives and our lives a lot easier to get everything fixed. So whilst you might want to forward them to our Twitter or forums or Discord, but the best place is the support site, especially with the articles. But anyway, we should move on to our question and answer. I know there was a question that was asking about our garage size. So I know we're recently, some people are coming up to the sort of top end of the garage. I think our limit is 750 at the moment.
Yeah.
I wonder, is there any 650? 650. Added an extra 100 for no reason whatsoever. But is there possibly any plans of us maybe increasing this?
At the moment, no, I'm afraid not. We're not looking into extending the garage limit again at the moment. That's not to say we never will, but at the moment we're focusing on other things.
I know it's quite hard for us, especially when garages, it involves a sort of save game, and it requires a lot of testing and being very, very careful. So I know this is something we are aware that you guys have asked this, but we're gonna sort of see. But at the moment, I don't think there's any plans. So for the next question, will there be more exclusives in the upcoming seasons?
Is there new exclusive cars?
I think that's part of it. So I think we have got quite some, potentially, without giving too much away, some up and coming.
The answer is definitely yes. Yeah, we've got quite a lot more exclusive cars. Hopefully we will continue at the current pace. So around about 4 with every series is what we're hoping to achieve.
I was about to say, that's pretty generous of us.
Yeah, like 4, maybe even slightly more than that, new cars every single every single month, even less than a month. Series is even slightly less than a month, I know.
Yeah.
That's kind of the pace we kind of want to keep going at. It feels really good.
Yeah, for the foreseeable anyway.
I was about to say, we try and get as much as we can out, and the difference, that we've done in the past 12 months, we've hopefully, given such a wide variety that, yourselves, the community, have all sorts of types of cars which you can check out, and, we have new exclusive stuff, things that we've never even had in Horizon before, which is pretty damn awesome. So it's really nice there, and we hope that we can still continue to give you that, all this. So for our next question is, are we going to get custom drift adventure? So I know it's not something we're currently looking at, I don't think, but I don't know, has there been any discussions in that?
I don't think it's being currently considered. It's an interesting idea. Custom adventure is something that we kind of put out there wanting to get a lot of feedback on it, so it's good to hear like what people think should and shouldn't be in it, because that's something we're looking to change and update. With drift adventure, I think we feel like the quick play, there's only a couple of different options. It's kind of all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, which is probably, I guess, the difference that you'd want to be able to pick between there. I think we're quite happy with how it is now, and anything introducing into custom adventure, the problem is adding more queues just reduces, it makes it take longer and longer to matchmake the more you do it, so we have to be naturally careful with it. You don't want to split up all the people wanting to play drift adventure into all different lobbies, and then everyone only gets a lobby with like one other player. That is the reason why we're hesitant to put some things into custom adventure. But yeah, we're always looking to take feedback on maybe making changes.
Just want to reiterate, I know a few people were just mentioning in chat that all our question and answers are no, we can't do that, like how dare we, but the thing is, a lot of these do take time. We do look into feedback, and even though we might say no now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a no for ages. Don't forget, this is a game which is we're continually giving you content. Just because we say like no or maybe, a maybe doesn't mean we can't do in the future. So definitely keep giving all your feedback, your suggestions, your ideas, the features you'd like in this game, because we do check them out. So don't be disheartened if we do potentially say that, because we are taking note. So we've got another question. So it says, are we still working on being able to sell back cars you don't want or duplicate? Well, we have some very good news. The answer is actually yes. The total opposite to no. This will be coming at some point. I'm just going to say soon. Make sure you keep an eye on our streams and obviously our socials for more information. But yes, we're most definitely looking into that. Moving on to our next question. Are we going to get turn signals? I know this is asked all the time. Maybe?
I wish I could say yeah to that, because I think that would be cool, but yeah, it's not on our immediate plans. I think that we've got to focus on other things first. Yeah,
it's one of those things where suddenly it affects every single car in the game, and with the amount of cars in our game, when we build the cars to a very high spec, and we make sure they can do all the things we want them to do. But if we built a car with something not in mind, then it means going back and editing every single car, and turn signals is not something we've had in the past. So like other than traffic cars, I'm sure some of you know that they do have turn signals, but we'd have to kind of go back and configure every single car, and anything like that is it's a huge amount of work. So it's like we have to prioritize, do we want to do all these, we could do loads of other stuff, or we could just add turn signals to all the cars. That's kind of, and it would probably impact the amount of cars we could deliver and things like that, which we'd obviously be hesitant to do.
Yep. So as we're coming up a little bit to the end of the stream now, another question is, what about adding props like ramps to the route creator? Well, I think the question with that is, as I know 1 or 2 people have been mentioning it, but we actually don't know if you guys are interested in that or not. We'd actually be really interested in what you guys might suggest. So definitely let us know. I might actually spitball something in the Discord tomorrow afternoon. We could try it, if anyone is in the Discord, we can feel free to send you my ideas. We can kind of see what you guys think, because, it would be interesting. It'd be pretty cool to add that into it.
It's like I was saying before, we're looking to make more improvements to the route creator. Oops, I just jumped into a tree. yeah, things like that are a great suggestion because we're openly looking into making improvements.
Yeah, anything root creator related, you know, we see this as like the start for Horizon, like having root creator in the game.
Yeah.
And we just want to keep making it better and better and better, whether it be quality of life improvements or making it more powerful or affecting how you find them, that kind of thing. Any feedback, you know, we actually are really interested. With regarding to like adding like ramps and stuff, you know, that sounds really, really cool. If a lot of people want it, we can investigate it and see what it would take to achieve it.
I was about to say, the chat definitely, all I saw was everyone going, bruh. But like I say, guys, make sure you join the Discord. Maybe roughly about tomorrow afternoon, let us know what you think. I'll try and keep an eye. I'll try and collect all your ideas. Just to remind you as well, this is a video game. We can't have as much as we love bizarre ideas, feel free to throw them towards us, but don't forget, we've got to make this. So try and think, you know, the sort of things that you'd like your car to do, I guess, regarding props. I don't know what you guys would be interested in, so throw us all the wonderful and weird ideas, and we'll take a look. And move on to, I think, the final 1 or 2 questions. We've got, can we possibly get a feature where you can set up traction control and stability management when going into online adventure? Ooh, that's an interesting one. That does sound really cool, guys. The best thing to do with that is maybe submit sort of ideas, but try and be a little bit more specific. Especially, this actually goes to everyone out there. If you're submitting feedback and suggestions, the more specific you get, the more we sort of get an idea of what you're on about and how we could affect your gameplay. We always want to bring a positive experience within your gameplay, so definitely give us more information. So for those that ask that question, definitely submit it. Give a few examples of what you'd be looking for, and we'll take a look. And I think this is for our last question. And we're going to direct it to pickers. Any plans for balancing the almighty Bone Shaker and Tractor?
I had a feeling this question
We're going to end on this question because why not?
So, updating vehicles is not as trivial as you might think. We haven't done it before. It can have knock-on effects to leaderboards, to tuning setups, things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things for us to iron out, but because we're getting so much feedback about these 2 particular cars, we are looking into it, and we haven't decided exactly what we're going to do yet. So stay tuned on that front. We will talk more about it when we have news, if we have news. But yeah, we'd have to build like a pipeline for updating cars if that's the route we want to take. So yeah, thank you for the feedback on those 2 cars. We will continue to look into the situation. Yeah,
I do know we get various answers from the community regarding those cars, so it is something we have noticed. So we'll keep looking into them. So guys, I think that is it for the end of our stream, but don't step away because we are being followed by Forza Monthly. So make sure you keep keeping the stream. Press that follow button if you haven't already. If you want to find us or submit questions, don't forget our support site or our socials, which is our Twitter, Instagram, official forums, or the Discord, and you can join us. Thanks everyone for joining me today, and thanks both Matts on the sofa for joining me with our stream, and I shall see you guys later. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Play it on Xbox One.